Welcome to Total Coarse Fishing TV. I'm joined today by Matt Woods from Korum, who has some exciting new rods to show me. What have we got, Matt?
Well, these are the new precision rods. We've got a whole new range of rods for this year. We've got 3 new float rods, a multi-feeder rod, which I'll show you now, and a range of specialist rods as well, which are a little bit heavier. You've got like a 1.75 rod, 2 pound rod, and then a 2 3/4, which is ideal for sort of pipe carp fishing and that kind of thing. And these two here that I brought with me today are the precision compact float and the precision multi-feeder, which are the 2 rods that we believe are really going to appeal to the Korum angler.
So you see these two as the big sellers, if you like?
Definitely, definitely. I mean, we'll start with the precision compact float. It's an 11-foot rod, 2-piece.
Popular length these days.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, particularly on small commercial venues, which we find that more and more anglers are interested in fishing, whether they're fishing tight to islands, just close in down the edge. There's a lot of margin fishing involved in that type of approach, but it's the same. You can use this rod on rivers and streams, canals even. You know, it's that sort of multi-purpose float rod.
So it's not a super powerful rod or anything like that.
It's got plenty of backbone. So if you were to hook a surprise double-figure barbel or double-figure carp, you're going to have no problem getting it in. We work really hard with our consultants to make sure that we got the actions with these just right. Because if we made them too through actions, what you would end up with is a rod that didn't quite have the backbone when that bonus fish comes along.
Yeah.
It was really important that we had a sort of progressive power throughout the top. So the tips are quite forgiving. So if you hook into a small roach or a rudd or a crucian or something like that, you're going to have absolutely no problem getting that fish in your net and on the bank.
Right.
But if it goes exactly the same, that the power sort of builds down the blank towards the butt. So when you do hook a big carp, or you hook a big chub, a big barbel, or you're fishing a sort of weedier swim, or you're fishing near lily pads or something, this rod is always going to steer the fish exactly where you want it.
Sounds good. Now, moving on to the other rod, this is the other end of the scale in the precision range, isn't it? What do we got here?
Well, this is the 12-foot multi-feeder, and this very much is multi is exactly the word to use, because you can use this for just about any style of feeder fishing. You know, whether you're going for roach, bream, skimmers, F1 carp, barbel, chub, you name it, this rod will do it. And the reason that it will do it is because you get 2 tips.
Right.
If we'd have just provided just the quiver tip, when it comes to fishing for slightly bigger fish or a bigger water, a bigger river, or you need to put out a bigger feeder, there's not always the backbone in the quiver tip rod to allow you to do that. But we still wanted to give people the option to have that more sensitive tip. But when, say the bream aren't biting today, I'm going to scale everything down, I'm going to try for the roach. We wanted people to have that option available. But by the same token, if there are a load of carp cruising around in your swim, or all of a sudden you realise that you've got a few barbel on your hands, you've got the hollow tip, which is a 1.5 pound tip. Now that means that you've got plenty of power there, should you hook those bigger fish.
Perfect for the Korum angler who, as we know, likes a wide variety of options in his fishing. Then.
Well,
in
exactly.
one rod, really.
He might go fishing and think, right, today I'm going to quiver tip for carp. I'm going to have a go and see what happens. If the carp aren't biting, then he might need to fish a little bit further out to get to the bream, which means that he might need a slightly different tip section. He hasn't got to go out and buy another rod. He's got one rod that covers all of his needs.
Typically, Korum in their finish, they're understated, extremely well finished off. I gather these are getting into the shops now?
Oh, definitely. Beautiful rod. You've got the full cork handle, really nice, Fuji reel seats, really nice strong rings. These rods are going to last. The finishing here is, like you say, it's very minimalistic.
Nice keeper ring as well, which some rods miss, and
yeah.
Really they should be on every rod in my opinion.
Yeah, so useful. And yeah, they're both available in the shops at the moment.
What sort of price range are we talking?
Well, we've got either end of the spectrum here within the 7 rods. You've got, these are $89.99, which is great value. Fantastic. For a float rod that you can use for just about every fish going.
Can't believe that's a sub £100 rod. Absolutely superb.
Well, that's exactly what we wanted to try and achieve. It's that value for money. Brilliant bit of kit. You're going to really look the part on the bank.
And at the top end of the scale?
This is $119.99. You get the 2 tips, like I say. Again, another cracking rod that most people are going to want to have in the quiver.
Fantastic. Some great new rods here from Korum, I think you'll agree.